Hey guys, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with another video, and in this one we need to talk. We need to talk about black pills and red flags from the Veve AMA, and mainly we need to talk about the following three questions. Are your Veve NFTs safe? Do we have full ownership about our Veve NFTs? And will we be able to cash out? And just before we go, let me just say this. This is not a criticism that is meant to harm Veve, but as investors and as Veve community, we should know what the status quo is, and we want the Veve team to address these points to give us more transparency and more clarity about such things. This doesn't mean that I am not still bullish on the project and that I'm not still convinced that they are doing the right thing, but we have a problem and some in our community are heavily affected by it, and we are a community and we don't want to leave anyone behind. Now, before we start, please keep in mind that I'm a crypto and NFT investor, but not a financial advisor. So please make your own decisions regarding the Veve NFTs. This is only educational content. Also, if you liked the video, please give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this. So everything has started with my cousin's account being banned, and I was made aware in that sense about a specific problem because I am very close to him, and I know for a fact that he didn't use bots nor script nor anything else that is justifiable to ban his account. And then I dug into it in the last month by Twitter, and I talked to a lot of people whose account has been disabled, and they claim in a believable manner that they have not done anything wrong. So I have seen a lot of those tweets like, absolute same, I'm gutted, I never have used a bot, don't even know how one works, I have never even bought gems off the app, I have only one account, I poured my savings from my small business into Veve, got an email today with my account disabled, heartbroken. Yeah, and we see also with the tweet here of the Veve brothers, those are people that put their face out there, those are people that are active in the community, and those are people whose accounts have been banned. Also, there are people with blue check marks whose accounts have been banned in the process. And to make you understand what's really happening here, I want to walk you through the process of my cousin's account so that you can understand how bad this is and how bad this must feel for those people. So just to explain really what has happened. So as I said, I have talked to a lot of people, and I could see three aspects here that are interesting throughout those banned accounts. And I just assume from those people that I have talked to that they really didn't use a bot. And especially in the case of my cousin, I'm convinced that he didn't use a bot. So the first point that I have seen in a lot of messages here is that a new phone was involved. So an old phone was exchanged through a new phone in order to get better rates on the drops, because we know that processors and other aspects of a new phone can increase your chances to get new drops. Then we see that transfers are involved to flag your smartphone and the one of someone else. And this is also what happened in the case of my cousin's account. His wife sent him 5 comics over for MCP. So the Master Collector program, as we know it at the moment, incentivizes you to hold a lot of comics and collectibles in one account. So she just sent him everything over of the comics so he could earn the points of holding the comics all in one account, so that he then could use all the points together for something like, for example, the Pokemon drop. Now, what we know from this account is that those comics have been transferred to that account. What happened then is also shocking in my opinion, because what he was seeing after that transfer, and that transfer happened on the day that the Vision comic drop, I think it's Avengers number 47 with the red dude on the common cover, and he missed out on that comic, and his wife also missed out on that comic, and then they transferred comics after that to his account. So what they got then is that the app was not working properly anymore. They didn't get any email, and they also had to reinstall the app to see that this account has been disabled message. So in the beginning, they didn't even know what's going on. Then they got the disabled message, and they were looking into their email accounts if they have gotten any notification that their account has been banned, and they have not. So Veve does not inform you that you have been banned or flagged as botting or something like that and under investigation. Then they have entered into contact with the customer support and got a few days after an email when they asked for KYC. And I'm going to show you how that looks. But first, I just want to make you aware of one point of the terms and conditions here, and that is you will not receive, transfer, buy, sell, or trade any assets except through our services. So this term was not violated as well, because it was a normal transfer within the app from one to another account. So there's a little bit of text here, but you have to see this. So when you enter here in contact with the support team, you're getting these messages here. I think it's a standard message that you get in the beginning. We're sorry to hear that you're experiencing an issue using Veve. As part of our ongoing commitment to reduce fraud, our security partners have blocked restricted accounts that appear to be exhibiting illegitimate behavior. Our security partners have blocked or restricted the accounts. That means that the company and third-party provider, where they also said in the AMAs that they have hired people to do bot protection, they are the ones that are flagging and restricting the accounts. So this doesn't happen directly by the Veve team. And I think if the whole process lies with those companies, then it's very problematic, because I don't know if security partners can look at the whole picture, where they can see transaction histories and how often someone has missed out on a drop and so on, because that would give them already a very good picture here with my cousin's account. And my cousin, he would be the most shitty botter in the world, because he missed out on so many drops that it is really hard to comprehend. But anyways, so they are using this. Please provide the following information so we can confirm your identity matches the account in question. So he did all that. He provided a close-up picture, photo ID, passport, I don't know, everything. Then he answered here, hello, thank you very much for your answer. I've attached the desired documents, blah, blah. Maybe the blocking came about because I bought a new cell phone. So he is already providing all the information from what could have happened, that he has logged into the account with the new mobile phone and also used to receive the collectibles from his wife's account. So he already provides information in advance. Then he got this message back, and it says here, I apologize for the amount of time it has taken to investigate your account. So I think that was 4 days, something around that, which is fine. I think the time that they take is not the problem. I have spoken to our senior developers, and your account has been restricted because our security partners have detected that you were using scripts, bot access, Veve, or flagged blacklisted IP addresses, and this violates terms and conditions. So they are not even telling him what. So what is it? Using scripts, using a bot to access Veve, or using a flagged and blacklisted IP address? What he claims to have spoken to the senior developers and to have received those information, but apparently they don't even know what they are accusing him of. Like a script, a bot, blacklisted IP, what is it? They have to deliver you exactly the reason. Like, you used the script with the following information, blah, 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 so you can know what you are being accused of. These terms allow us to restrict user accounts to prevent fraud and activities that diminish the experience for other users. However, you have the right to access the assets you have purchased, and the restrictions in place simply prevent you from using the market, transferring items to other accounts, or posting on the feed. You can still view and interact with the collectibles and comics you have purchased, and when the option to convert gems to fiat currency becomes available, you will be able to redeem any gems you own. Okay, and here is a really big problem that should interest every one of you, because if you get banned like this and all your collectibles that you have ever purchased are only for viewing and you cannot even sell them for gems, then you don't have full ownership of your collectibles. And this also means that you are interfering with the account at the moment, you don't have full ownership of your collectibles. And here's why. If you are buying a comic right now, so you're doing a legitimate transaction and the comic goes into your possessing. So a full ownership of something, for example, your bicycle in the garage, means you can ride that bicycle and you can go out and sell it on eBay or sell it to your neighbor or give it as a present to someone. So that means if you really own something, you have the full spectrum of options still available to you for all those things. Second aspect why this is important is, even if you would bot on an account that you have already purchased legitimately collectibles before, you have to have full access to everything where botting was not involved. Let's do that comparison with something in the real world. If you go to the supermarket and you steal a tomato sauce, but you have bought other things in the weeks before, then this would be, if we compare it with the Veve case, that someone comes to your house and strips you of everything you have bought before and says this is not legitimate your thing anymore, but you can keep the packing of these devices, something like that, right? You get my point here. So you cannot strip collectibles that someone has bought legitimately before because you suspect them to have done something which in this case has not even happened. But let's look at my cousin's answer here just to get really the pain point. Hello, I'm so shocked about your message. I assure you 100% in the name of everything, I have never used a bot, a script, or any other prohibited software or hardware. I've been with Veve since the beginning of the year and I'm passionate about this project. I brought dozens of friends and families into this project. And that is very true, because I'm only sitting here and making videos and providing content and having a collection and have invested over 5,000 euros into the app because of him. He was the one that brought me into this app, and he was really passionate about this. There was not a single day that we did not exchange messages back and forth about the Veve collectibles. So he was and is still super bullish on the project. I follow every AMA on Twitter and put more money into this project than it was actually possible for me. So yeah, he doesn't have that much money and he put in really everything because he was so convinced about how good this project is, and he was super excited. I remember he was so excited when he got the first House of X drop, secret rare. He was so happy and so excited. So they were going crazy about this app. Please check this case again. It is simply not true what you're accusing me of. I was so looking forward to the Master Collectors program and built my collection with an infinite amount of effort and time. The account with the name is my account, and the one with the name belongs to my wife. 2 other people in our house are using Veve because I persuaded them to do so. And yes, and that is also true. When we were visiting them, we logged into the Wi-Fi and we did the drops all together. And it was a super fun experience, and it was super exciting to do all of that. It was expressly stated in the AMAs by Dan that several people can participate from the same IP. Please check out my purchases and sales, look at everything, look how often I got nothing. What kind of bots should I have used that I get nothing for weeks? That makes no sense. I have never used any software. I was always annoyed by bots myself. I was so extremely convinced of Veve, and now I'm infinitely disappointed and sad. Please take a closer look. Tell me everything that I can show that my account is not guilty. I will provide you everything you need. With sad greetings. Okay, so he offers them to provide. I think he would even send in his phone for investigation if necessary, and he just wants to collaborate. And guess what? He didn't receive an answer to this email for now 17 full days. So I think if you pack this all together and you imagine you wake up tomorrow to a banned account like this, and then you have that experience, if you have dedicated so much money, time and effort into this, this is a really shocking point, and I don't want to have anyone innocent out there in the community, and I know that there are hundreds of people at the moment that cannot participate, that are waiting for the account, and they are being accused of botting and scripting where this is actually not true. I'm also aware that there are a lot of botters out there that try to do the same route, but I think there needs to be a way for us to prove or to participate in the process that we did not bot. And actually this makes me really scared now. So my girlfriend and I, we are participating in drops as well, and we have initially sent collectibles from my phone to hers and from her phone to mine, and luckily we were not banned. But now we are afraid to do that and transfer a collectible to my account for MCP reasons or something like that, because we are afraid to do that. We are afraid to log onto the same Wi-Fi as my banned cousin. And in general, we are just a little bit concerned now that we have put so much money into the app, and we know that the collectibles can stripped from you anytime by Veve and by blocking the account and just claiming that you've botted, and there's nothing you can do to prove otherwise. There's no measurement, there's no transparency to that specific process, and that as an investor, this should make you worried about your collectibles, but also about Ecomi, where this project is on, because this is really worrying that we apparently don't have full ownership about our collectibles. Now his account, my cousin's account, looks like this. So even the claim that he would be able to at least look at his collectibles while the account is flagged or restricted as botter is not there anymore. He can not reset his password, he cannot access his account, and I just said to him, maybe this is because they are still investigating, maybe this is because they are still looking into all the accounts. But I think there is a scaling problem within Veve that I want to have addressed and solved, because the support needs to inform you that, or Veve needs to inform you that your account has been banned and is under investigation. And then it would be good if you just get information, hey, don't worry, we are looking still into it, please give us X amount of time. So, and please don't follow up on the ticket until we are done with it. This could be a standard message, this could be a message that just updates. But anyways, to just underline the claim that we don't have apparently full ownership, and that there is contradicting statements from the last AMAs, I want to listen quickly into the AMAs with you. Okay, let's just take a look together at the AMA from the 19th of November, and big thanks to Keval that he is live streaming all of those AMAs so that we can look at it here. And yeah, let's just listen in what they are saying about taking collectibles away from banned accounts.
You have a question?
Yes. Hey, everyone. Hey, Alex. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Wendy.
It has been a long time since I talked to you, Alex. So, guys, I have a question about the account that has been banned. So what happens with the ownership of the collectibles? Because there is a big concern about those accounts that were banned. So how do they get again to their collectibles, or do they lose them? Or because I remember when I read the terms of condition of the app that says that when a account has been banned, that you have like a day or something to move their collectibles, or how does it work?
Yeah, so the way that works, we will never take away any collectibles from anyone, and you know, legally we can't. That's you know, someone has paid money for that, and they belong to you. So for the most part, we obviously do have terms and conditions. We do have some bad actors in the community. So any accounts that still remain banned will likely be unbanned, and again, it also depends on the conditions of the banning. But moving forward, you know, anyone that we detect who might be a bot or a nefarious user, their account will go into restricted mode. And that restricted mode means that they still have 100% access to all of the collectibles that they purchased. However, there will be parts of the app that they won't have access to, and that could be the market, it could be the feed, but we will always do our absolute best to make sure that users will still always be able to access the items that they've purchased.
Okay, so two interesting parts here, and this is the first of two AMAs that we are going to listen to. In November, they stated that they are not legally allowed to take items or NFTs away from anyone, not even from botters, which is exactly the answer that we want to hear, and that confirmed botters have access to the collectibles but not to the market, which is only partially what we want to hear, because yes, botting is shitty and you could take the collectible technically from them that they got through botting, but you have to have still access and you have to be able in every sense to sell your collectibles as mentioned before. And they are saying that if your account gets blocked for whatever reason, you can still look at it, and that's it. You cannot use it anymore. It's just there. You can read that comic, but you cannot transfer and not participate in a market and so on. Now, let's take a look at the second one from the AMA of the 7th of January, when Heather had a question.
Hi, I was speaking with the VVN3 Corey Old Rhubarb, and we had some questions specifically about the bots. We talked earlier about how you guys are tracking and that you're disabling accounts. If you disable accounts that have been seen as bot activity, what happens to the NFTs that they had in those collections? Do those get taken back by you guys and then maybe put back in circulation another time? Are they essentially burned? Just what happens to NFTs when accounts are removed from the site?
Okay, so number one is, the collectible that some of the user have built up, if not hundreds of thousands of collectibles. We put them in restricted mode, and basically we speak to them. They need to go through a KYC, prove that they're the actual user. A main thing is the bot's not really just try to get ahead of people, but it's also a security measure. We want to make sure we block everything, not just for the bot, any other security issue. So number one is we don't keep your collectibles unless when we look at your account and there's clearly just one collectibles and it is all going into one master account. We're tracking them, we're learning them. If your account's not being banned today, it's because we're still monitoring and learning. And basically, the whole idea coming up is we will be confiscating these and refunding you the gem back, and they will go into the pool when we do price giveaway, like we did with the Lucky Wheel, Fortune Wheel in Christmas time. It'll go into prices for the community.
Okay, so, and this is what shocks me, because I wouldn't have a problem with that if it was 100% sure that they only get botters. But apparently at the moment they do not only get botters. And if they strip away your collectibles and refund the initial gem back, what happens to someone who bought a low mint secret rare from the market for like 2,000 or 3,000 gems, Will he get $6.99 back, like the initial drop price, and then they just put it into a giveaway and give it to someone else? How long do you have time to prove that you are innocent? What are the measures to prove that you're innocent? How long will they maintain your account until they will start giving away your collectibles to someone else? I mean, these are questions that we need to have answered, and as long as there's only the chance that there are 2 to 3, 10 or 100 people out there who are innocent and flagged as bot accounts, you just cannot do that. And also this contradicting the statement from the other AMA that they are not legally able to take any collectibles away from someone. So do we have ownership or don't we have ownership? And does that mean that a buy now button should be renamed in a rent now button or something like that? I mean, for example, I have $20,000 worth of collectibles with an investment of, I think, 5,000 or something like that. And if they just would refund me my money, still my time that I put in, my effort, everything around it and all those frustrations, this would be super, super bad. And I'm not botting, but who knows? As seen as from my cousin's account or the one from Veve Brothers, you could be any day just banned because of suspicious activity by a third-party provider who apparently doesn't have access to transaction history, interaction history, and everything else that would clearly show in the case of my cousin that he is innocent. He doesn't get anything since drops. He is in the app for a long time. He bought, loaded up gems, bought on the market. So there's a whole story behind every account that can show you if someone is botting or less likely to have used a bot. And then we need to investigate, or they need to investigate, what could be the reason for all those false flagging. I mean, all these people that are going out there with their face and a real name on Twitter and are fighting for 1 month to get their account back, maybe some of them have used a bot, but a lot of them certainly haven't. And that needs to be addressed in my opinion. Now there are some people who are saying or claiming, yeah, just don't use bots, when people put this opinion out there and try to fight for getting their accounts back. But please, if you're thinking like this until this moment, just imagine that it is your account, and just imagine that someone else would give that comment. And if you think that this is a necessary collateral to live without or with less bots, then imagine this. This is like people fleeing from a herd of zombies, and your solution is just to shoot the fleeing ones and the zombies to get rid of the zombies. Is this the best solution? In that sense, I think it's not. I think there must be a better way, and I personally prefer to compete with bots and drops than knowing that there are people out there that are really suffering and cannot sleep anymore because their accounts have been banned and their life-changing wealth is locked up or might be even on the verge to enter in a giveaway, and just everything will be gone forever. So I just don't want to see that. So I've tried to address this issue in the AMA. I posted a tweet about that, how they are dealing with innocent accounts, is it down by a third-party provider and so on. So I asked that they didn't enter into that question, and also I had several times a request for speaking up, that I want to make this question so we could get the answer to this, but unfortunately it was not possible for me to speak. I understand that, so no hard feelings on that side, because there were 3,000 people in there and they have pulled up a lot of people on the stage to answer questions. It's all good, but we need to have this addressed. So please help me. If you are a streamer, like if you are Cavell, if you are Tabs, if you are Danny the Bull, if you are whoever you are and you have reach and channel and maybe contacts to the Veve team, please get this onto their agenda so we can get this sorted out, so we know exactly, do we have full ownership, are our collectibles secure? So what do we have answered here? Are your Veve NFTs safe? And I would say, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. They are safe until they don't. until they are under investigation and you don't know what's happening for weeks and months. So I would say at the present moment, as a black pill here, they are not. Do we have full ownership? And I have to say, from the last statement of that AMA, we don't. Because if they can take it away from you after you have bought it, then it's not full ownership. If someone can take away your bicycle or your computer or whatever after you bought it, you don't have full ownership. And we are talking about buying it, not stealing it, really buying it. If they can take it away from you or limit the access to the full spectrum, you don't have full ownership. And we are talking about, in anticipation, about renting out collectibles, and taking them somewhere else into other metaverses and onto other platforms. And it seems that we don't have full ownership. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe we will see that in the next AMA, that it is not like I'm saying. And please go ahead and debunk all of that, and then we can live happily and bullish and with moonboy tendencies until the rest of our lives. But we need to have these questions solved. Will you be able to cash out? This is my third and last point from the AMA, and I think this is something that you should be all interested in, because they stated that there will be countries that are not able to cash out. And now for a second time, David, you said that we were never meant to be able to cash out in the first place, and only because there are so many people now demanding it, they are working on MTL, and that is why it's taking so long. So that means wherever you are on the world, it could be a place where you never will get money for your collectibles. At least you cannot sell them for gems and then turn the gems into fiat. Maybe there will be another way around it for converting gems or NFTs into Ecomi, then move the Ecomi to an exchange where you can then transform it into whatever fiat currency you are using. And I understand that there are some countries like North Korea or something where probably nothing of this is possible. But they have not emitted a list of countries where you cannot cash out. So people are in the dark. People are out there putting money into that, and maybe their country is on the list where they cannot cash out. So if you sum up all these three aspects, we have a major transparency issue here. We need more transparency on that. So in my opinion, this is a big black pill to swallow. These are red flags, and I want clarity for all of that before I will put more money into the app. Because don't get me wrong, I am bullish. I think it's the best NFT app out there, under the premise that we have full ownership of our NFTs. And I think this is something where the community has to interact with the Veve team to get the best out for everyone. And I think we will sort it out, and I think the Veve team will hear us. And if someone of the Veve team hears and sees this, please don't take it as an insult, and please don't take it as some destructive criticism. I think this is something that a lot of people are worrying about, and I think you can, with 2 to 3 answers, prove to them that it's not like that. Now, with that said, I am at the end of this depressing video, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of that. Also, thank you so much to all the subscribers, and especially to my 3 Patreons for kind of funding my work. I have promised that I will work on more benefits for Patreons, and they will come soon. And with that said, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, afternoon, and see you in the next video.